Hello and welcome into Hawkeye Headquarters Weekly. Evan Denton alongside Joel Keller. Iowa takes down UMass 47-7, but that's not the big story. Kirk Ferentz becomes the all-time leader in wins for a Big Ten head coach with 206. Joel, you were there in the stadium. What was that moment like for you?
No, it was really cool. I mean, I've never seen a Hawkeye coach other than Kirk Ferentz.
Right.
And, I think you get caught up game to game just thinking about the initial results of each game. But the full big picture, 206 wins, breaking the record, like that is just crazy. I mean, when's the next time a coach will do that?
It's going to be a long time.
Decades, probably. Yeah. So, it was so cool. I had goosebumps at the end with the video and all that. And, there's a video online. It's how do you replace an icon like Hayden Fry with a legend? I was like, that is perfect. That's the perfect way to say it.
Yeah. And he's tried so hard all year to deflect the attention from himself to the team, obviously. I asked him about it back during media day. He's like, you know what? I didn't plan on becoming a head coach in the first place. I didn't know where Iowa was, he said. But now he's been here for 27 years now, and he is Iowa football through and through. And just seeing him lead the swarm back into the locker room, that was his first time ever doing that, he said. You could see the excitement on his face, and the players that gave him a Gatorade bath. He didn't like it exactly, but the orange Gatorade for sure. But no, congrats to Kirk Ferentz, an unbelievable guy, unbelievable head coach and mentor. That's an Iowa grad, all right? Mm-hmm. What does Kirk Ferentz mean to Iowa athletics?
Yeah, I mean, he's the entire school, basically. Mm-hmm. I mean, football funds every other sport.
Right.
And, if you don't have a good football team, it makes it that much harder. So I think, obviously it's not all of it, but having Kirk Ferentz there, having a successful football program, it just opens up so many opportunities. So much money is coming in. Mm-hmm. And, it's business at the end of the day, right? Yeah. So him bringing it back when he was in the 90s maybe wasn't the best football, but he's built this program, and I think it's built to last too. I think the identity is there, and they can continue to go even when he calls it quits, whenever that is.
That's the $1 million question. I mean, will this be his last year? Now that he has the record, how many more years can he go? How many wins can he get? Yeah. But he's just been a model of consistency, work ethic. You bring up the first couple of years, they only had 4 wins in the first 2 years. So if Kirk Ferentz started coaching today, I don't think he would have seen year 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they pull the trigger quick.
They do. But you think about it, he's kind of averaging about 8 wins a year. He's consistent. A couple of Big Ten titles here and there. But just congrats to Coach Ferentz, an unbelievable record that's going to be around for a very long time.
Yeah, true legend.
Yes, absolutely. But of course, with every record being broken, we have to bring up the question, does this make Kirk Ferentz on the Mount Rushmore of Big Ten head coaches? We both did some research on this. Who are your 4 Mount Rushmore coaches as of right now?
So, Woody and Bo, obviously. Those are the top 2. Joe Paterno, a lot of controversy there. But, he literally made Penn State into a big university. They were an ag university, yes. at a small school, state school still, but it's very small. Mm-hmm. And, he built the university. So, I think he's got to go up there. And then I would say Kirk Ferentz kind of deserves that spot. He does have a couple of Big Ten titles, a couple more appearances as of late, which are pretty impressive, even though it's still in the Big Ten West.
Right.
But I think those Big Ten titles do a lot of carrying, and then, of course, the most wins in the Big Ten. That's the big one. I don't know how you can leave that off necessarily.
Okay, so Iowa fans are not going to be happy with me for my list. I agree with you about Woody Hayes, and I'm a Michigan guy, so that's hard for me to put. But 13 Big Ten titles, 3 natties, and he won over 75% of his games. I mean, that's really impressive.
Yeah, it's unreal. That is unreal.
All right, so he coached a school that was not in the Big Ten then, but it is now. Tom Osborne. All right, 3 national titles in 25 years. He went 60-3 in his final 5 years at the school.
It's impressive.
That's
Big 12.
ridiculous winning percentage right there. I went with Kirk's predecessor, Hayden Fry.
Okay.
Obviously, a great winner for Iowa. America Needs Farmers, that whole campaign. We look at his coaching tree about who he's produced. You got Kirk Ferentz, obviously, Barry Alvarez at Wisconsin, Brett Bielema was a part of the Hayden Fry tree, and then both Mark and Bob Stoops. All right?
Yeah, it's probably one of the most impressive trees until of course, like the Saban era.
Right, exactly. So decades on, the Hayden Fry era is still very much alive. Michigan man and me, I put Bo Schembechler, 13 Big Ten titles, no national championships though. Okay, that still hurts back in Ann Arbor. Most wins by a Michigan head coach, the winningest program of all time. I digress.
Right. Let's tone it down there a little bit.
And he had a winning record over Woody Hayes during the 10-year war. They went 5-4 and then 1 tie. I had some near misses though. All right.
All right. Yeah. Let's hear him.
Kirk Ferentz, obviously, just breaking the record. I think he would even put Hayden Fry over him. So that's why I put Hayden over Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah. Fry does have the Rose Bowl victory.
He does.
So I'm not mad at that.
Okay. I did not put Joe Paterno. And like you said, he has the most wins. I just cannot separate his coaching from the Penn State, child sex scandal.
Yeah.
And that just brought him down for me. Great on the field, but I have to take into account the off field. Jim Tressel. He won a lot of games at Ohio State. He ruined my childhood as a Michigan fan. I think he went like 8-1 against Michigan the first 9 games he played against them. Won a national title. The sweater vest to this day, can't stand, but got to give him props and props are due. Another Ohio State guy, Urban Meyer.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the natties,
right?
But how long?
He wasn't there long enough,
8
right?
seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that worthy?
He won over 900.9 of his games, all right? So he rarely lost.
Yeah, I mean, that team back then, I mean, they went star quarterback to star quarterback in college football. It seemed like they were always, I mean, still are always competing for a national title.
I mean, Braxton Miller, J.T. Barrett. He had Joe Burrow, but didn't use him correctly. But
he wasn't good enough.
Right, yeah, that's crazy. And then this last one. This is probably a cop-out answer. He started his coaching career at Michigan State. He's well known for being at LSU, the NFL, then Alabama, Nick Saban. You probably can't include him in the Mount Rushmore, but it is a good, I guess, note to add that he started his real career in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's a good name for the Big Ten, but I would agree, not quite Mount Rushmore.
Do you have any near misses for your Mount Rushmore?
I'd say Barry Alvarez was someone that you didn't mention.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that kind of adds to Hayden Fry's legacy too, having Alvarez being one of the guys in his tree. But he did a really good job out there in Madison. So.
Yeah, give it to him.
Yeah, but as a Hawkeye fan, I don't think he quite passes either Iowa coach to get into that top 4 spot. So.
That's fair. I respect that. All right, so now back to the current Iowa squad. A great offensive showing on Saturday against Massachusetts. Nothing, something, or everything. The offense played its best game of the year by far. Mark Gronowski, 16-24. What do you see from him today on Saturday?
Yeah, no, I mean, this was exactly what everyone wanted to see. Go out there, throw the ball early, you can get a big lead, and then kind of just relax, ground and pound, and get out of there with a blowout victory. That's exactly what happened. 20-0. Should have been 21-0.
Drew Stevens.
Yeah. You don't have to strike it every time as hard as you can. Just go, yeah. Anyway, Mark Gronowski, right? Yeah. No, he played really well, I think, and obviously it's UMass, right? But I think the jitters are kind of gone now. It seemed like he was more comfortable in the pocket, and the most important thing is he was finding his receivers in step most of the time, getting the ball out on time, and it looked like something that we haven't really seen before in Iowa City, where it goes drive to drive.
Right.
Occasionally we'll get that big play, but then the next series to come out 3 and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really good to see that Gronowski can go deep. He can go to the screen game, and change it up and still be dialed in with his receivers.
I thought it was very important by Coach Lester to start off the first drive taking shots. Play action to Sam Phillips wide open down the sideline for 45 yards. That really set the tone in my opinion. Sam Phillips had a great game along with Seth Anderson, which we've been waiting for him to emerge, and he finally found the end zone not once but twice. I thought that was very telling that, we're going to take shots. This is our game plan. We're going to stick to it. And they executed to perfection, it seemed like.
Yeah. There really wasn't any complaints. I mean, you had the Gronowski fumble there in the red zone, and that whole play was kind of it was just blown out of where they want to go, and that was really the one blemish. Everything else looked good. I mean, Sam Phillips, he did a really good job finding the zone, the spots in the zone, and Gronowski was able to find it to him, put it out there. And yeah, I mean this is an offense I think that the Hawkeyes have, All they need to be is average.
Average. I even texted you during the game. I said, where has this play calling been? And you said they were waiting for this game. I'm like, all right, Joel, if that's the case, I want to see it next week when they play Rutgers because, I mean, they showed glimpses that they can be a legitimate offense if they really want to be.
Yeah, no, and I think we saw a lot of these receivers get open too against Iowa State. So I think this is something that they can move into the Big Ten play and beat these Big Ten teams by throwing the ball. They just had to get the timing down and, hopefully they got it.
Right.
And now you get Rutgers, Friday night, short week. It's going to have its difficulties, but I believe in this offense. I'm back to being a believer on this Hawkeye team.
And like you said, we just need them to be an average offense. They have a strong defense.
Exactly.
And they have a fantastic group on special teams. And we're going to talk about Caden Weegan, all right?
Yeah.
Man put on a show inside Kinnick Stadium. He had 4 punt returns for a total of 182 yards, including tying the record 95-yard punt return for a touchdown. He is a difference maker. And when he gets the ball, this might be a stretch, all right? But it is as exciting as when Cooper DeJean got the ball on kickoff and punt returns.
Yeah, no, I mean, it always starts the same way, too. You got 2 guys going right at him.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, how is he going to get away from this? And then makes a couple moves,
right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he could break it. That punt return, 95 yards, that was almost as impressive as either the DeJean against Michigan State punt return or the Minnesota one.
We're gonna talk about that? No? Too soon?
But no, it was really impressive, and I mean, I love that he's showing that speed on offense too now.
Yeah. They gave him the end around for a 20-yard touchdown run. I thought that was very creative. I'm like, okay, you can incorporate that maybe once, twice a game, get him the ball in space, give him time, and let him do his magic. Yeah.
Getting him the ball when he's already at near full speed is going to be a big piece of this Hawkeye offense, I think, moving forward. Because that's a true weapon right there.
Yeah, going off of that, all we need is Iowa's offense to be average. If he can get 15 to 20 yards on the punt return, that's 2 less first down that they need to get into field goal range or even score a touchdown. So Caden Weegan is turning into become a very important part of this Iowa offense.
Yeah, and you saw it when it wasn't working against Iowa State too. He went backwards on a couple of punts, and that kind of did kill a couple of drives before they even started.
So we'll have to see how that goes moving forward. If they can get Reese Vanderzee back pretty soon, that'd be nice. Receivers are growing up. Caden Weegan, Mark Gronowski. So how would you, if you had to give the Iowa offense as of now a grade from A to F, where would you rate them?
I would say probably like a C.
Okay.
They had really good rushing attack week 1, really good passing attack week 3, but I mean the one game against a Power 4 opponent, they did not look great at all. So I would say a C, but I have a lot of optimism that they can move up into that B range, which I think is like the sweet spot.
I think you're a tough grader. I was giving them a B minus just because the offensive passing game, I know it's recency bias, but they looked really strong against UMass, and hopefully that can continue moving forward for Rutgers.
No, I like that. We can give them 80%.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Good compromise. All right, let's flip the side of the ball now to the defense. Another game holding opponents under 20 points. This unit is for real once again.
Yeah, we've become accustomed to seeing it in Iowa City.
Yeah.
And shout out Phil Parker. He's the reason why. And, being, blessed with all these good defenses that I've watched 12, 13 games a year, sometimes 14.
Right.
You can really, nitpick defenses. This season, I haven't been as impressed with them as 2 years ago.
Right.
But they're still just so good, and you see it in the difference between a Hawkeye football game and any other college football game.
Yeah.
Is defenses in college, a lot of them are really bad.
Not good.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Shire has been so good in that linebacker spot. I mean, I tried to count how many times he was the first one in pursuit on a running back on an outside play, and I lost count.
Yeah.
Because it happened all the time. Yeah. So I think the linebackers was a question mark coming into the year a little bit too, and him and Harrell have really started to figure out that groove, I think, this week.
I agree with you that Jaden Harrell has really emerged as that middle linebacker that Iowa needs, that he has that presence. He had a sack against UMass. The defensive line we knew was going to anchor them this entire year. Aaron Graves is in the backfield, Max Llewellyn, Ethan Herkett. They just keep rolling out veteran after veteran, and they keep producing. And on the back end now, you're seeing TJ Hall make plays. Xavier Wampa is beginning to play like that 5-star that we all anticipated. And Zach Lutmer filling in for Sebastian Castro. I thought that was going to be a big question mark this year at the catch position. He has solidified his spot, and he is playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, no, I was watching a game with one of my good friends, and we were talking, and we were like, honestly, Zach Lutmer might be like the anchor of this secondary.
Yeah.
He's been so good this year, and when he went down, it was kind of like,
who's
like,
next?
Oh, God. There was no one that we were confident in to come in. And so I think Lutmer's a really key piece to this defense, and he stepped up the task.
I mean, when you hold a team to 0 for 10 on third down conversions, you're going to win a lot of those games. But, no, I guess the analogy that I could possibly use for Iowa is kind of like a boa constrictor, where they get you in their sights, and then they slowly condense you down, and you're not getting out of their sights whatsoever. And this Iowa defense, being from Michigan, I didn't really know what to expect for this Iowa defense, but it's a tradition, it's a culture. They know their positions, they know their spots. This is a really good unit.
Yeah. And they always adjust, too. Phil Parker's halftime adjustments are unmatched.
Unmatched, yes.
It's so good. And, I mean, that's why they keep every game close, it seems like, even against the big dogs.
Right. If the offense can score 21 points, that's the magic number. They're going to be pretty good.
Should be a win.
It should be. All right, that's enough talk about Iowa for now. We're going to go to college football as a whole. 12 teams make the playoff this year. We know this. Last year and this year. AP top 12. If there's one team outside the current top 12 that you think can make a push to make it to the playoff, who is that?
I would say my number one team, and I almost picked Indiana for this, but I went Tulane. Obviously, they have a bit of an easier path than any of the Power 4 teams, taking the top ranked of the group of 6.
Yeah.
And Tulane's pretty good. They got an experienced quarterback in Jake Retzloff. He almost made it last year.
He did.
Had a great season with BYU, especially at the end when it mattered. And that's exactly why I think Tulane's got to step up, even on USF, who could compete too.
Yeah.
But Retzloff just a little more experienced than Brown does, and they have a good set of skill players too in the defense with the absolute beast at corner. Javion White, 3 picks already this year. And turnovers are king. If you win the turnover battle, you're going to likely win the game. So I really like the great quarterback and then a good DB combo. I mean, that's kind of a winning strategy right there.
And, of course, they had to knock off Northwestern, my alma mater, in week 1. So thanks for reminding me about that.
Too,
it wasn't pretty, but we're not going to dive into that. One of my contenders would be Georgia Tech. All right, they're currently 3-0, just knocked off Clemson in a back-and-forth game. A lot of momentum for them right now for the Yellow Jackets. They don't play either Miami or Florida State.
Wow, that's big.
So they kind of have an easier road to the ACC title game, where if you get there with only one loss, maybe to Georgia in the last game of the season, you have a pretty good resume right there about why you should be included. And they have a dark horse Heisman candidate in their quarterback, Haynes King. Yeah. Man is tough as nails.
He's so good. He makes those winning plays.
He does.
Yeah.
I think if you're currently outside the top 12, you need to have a player that your program can put. He can put the program on his shoulders. And I think that's exactly who Haynes King is, and that's why I think Georgia Tech, as of right now, would be my sleeper to get in. A second one would be Utah. All right, 3-0 in the Big 12. They have a massive home game against Texas Tech in a battle of top 20 teams. Their coach, Kyle Whittingham, 21 years at the helm. All right, the second longest tenure behind Kirk Ferentz, obviously. He knows the system. He knows how to win. They get ASU at home. That's going to be a marquee game. The Holy War, great name for a rivalry against BYU is on the road, but they know how to win that game. So they have a relatively straightforward path, in my opinion, to the Big 12 title game where they could take on Iowa State, who will also be ranked at that point, in my opinion. So look out for the Utah Utes.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you on that one. They're kind of, I mean, obviously I think Iowa State's kind of the leader in the Big 12 right now.
Right.
After they beat Iowa, but
I mean, they didn't look that great though against Arkansas State. It survived and
no,
advanced.
it did not look good. I was out in Iowa City cheering for Arkansas State.
Right.
Some fishy holding calls, you know.
Ooh, you're not wrong about that.
No, that was fun. It's interesting, not to get off topic, but it's interesting that Iowa State's playing at Arkansas State. I was very confused.
Thoughts on a Power 4 team like Iowa State traveling to a Group of 5 for a mid-season road game?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I would be mad if Iowa did that. I feel like you're kind of underselling yourself.
Right.
And if I were an Iowa State fan, I wouldn't be happy with whoever made. I think it was Jamie Pollard who actually made that decision, because Campbell, he didn't seem happy about it either. He was like, I don't have any say in the schedule.
Right.
And it's like, that's weird too.
I mean, I could not imagine seeing Iowa play at, say, Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
In week 3. Kirk Ferentz, I can't speak for him, but I don't think he would be a biggest fan of that.
No, I think he would be very outspoken in the press conferences.
Yeah, he and Beth Guess would not see eye to eye about that one. All right, but we're on to week 4 now of the college football season. There are some good matchups here. Oh, yeah. What are a couple of the marquee games that you're looking forward to on Saturday?
All right, so I'll give you 2. One of them, Tulane. They have, if they want to make the playoff, if they can win this game against Ole Miss, they arguably don't even need to win their conference if they can at least win out in the regular season. So I'm so excited to watch this game. It's a rivalry, in case you didn't know.
It is.
Down south, it's a big deal to Tulane and Ole Miss. And, I mean, Ole Miss has LSU the week after. I could
Sleepwalking,
really,
possibly.
Yeah,
okay.
They could think they have an easier task here. But, I mean, Tulane will be fun. And then, of course, Indiana, Illinois. That is going to be a really good game. That's kind of like, I think 2 teams, they can make the playoff, but if they lose, like whoever loses this game, I think they're done, because the Big Ten is tough, and you can't lose to Indiana or Illinois if you're either one of them and still have that type of schedule in front of you.
So I agree with you with the Illinois at Indiana game, because Indiana's non-conference schedule is this: Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State. Yeah. They outscore those teams 156-23, but we don't know anything about Kursignetti and this Indiana team. I mean, so this will be their first real test. And for Illinois, this begins the stretch of playing 3 ranked teams in 4 weeks, which includes Ohio State on the back end of that. So
yeah, they're gonna have it tough.
Yeah,
they need to win this one.
I think if Brett Bielema and company want to show that they are for real, they have to win this one convincingly. Mm-hmm. And obviously, you got Moline's Matthew Bailey on the defensive side. Yeah, this could be his coming out party, to be honest, about why he could be an NFL player at the end of the year. I as of now, I have Illinois. I'm not too confident in the pick, but I have Illinois winning 27-20.
Okay, you know, I'm on the other side of you on this one.
Right.
I've got Indiana winning probably a similar score.
Yeah.
I was thinking 31-27, maybe a late touchdown to secure it. But Mendoza, he's 9 touchdowns, no picks. Mm-hmm. He's great last year at Cal. I mean, they brought back almost everyone on that defense.
Yeah, they did.
And they were number 2 in the nation last year. So Indiana's real. They have all the pieces, and I think Illinois, you could probably see the same too. They just have to. They have to prove it.
Exactly. So my other marquee game, call me a homer all you want. It's Michigan at Nebraska. All right. It's a battle of 2 young but very promising quarterbacks. You got Dylan Raiola for Nebraska, a.k.a. Pat Mahomes Jr., wannabe, all right? And then you got Bryce Underwood at Michigan, the number 1 recruit, true freshman starting at Michigan. He's our guy, all right? This is Michigan's second real road test. They lost at Oklahoma, but now they're used to playing in a hostile environment. Yes, they don't have their head coach, Sharon Moore, obviously a 2-game suspension, but the Nebraska setting should not faze them the way it did at Oklahoma. I really do think Michigan can pull this off. And yes, Nebraska keeps saying that this is their year, and if it is their year, they need to win this one in front of a sold-out crowd. I just think that this is the game that Michigan, their backs are against the wall. Like, you know what? We can still be a playoff team if we win this one. I've got Michigan winning it.
And they have Batman at quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Good battle for the Citrus Bowl. If that's still what it's called. I'm not quite sure, though.
Okay, wow.
It changes all the time. Realquest? Is it?
It might. let's see. Michigan played in the ReliaQuest Bowl last year against Bama. That might be the old Citrus Bowl that's now been new sponsor. So.
Whatever that one is. Battle to play an SEC team in there.
Ooh, that's tough to hear, but at least you're honest. Okay. So we have already seen a couple of firings, which is kind of crazy after only, 3 weeks. Obviously, UCLA and Virginia Tech. Who do you think could be the next coach to possibly be let go?
I think one of the most popular names that's kind of getting tossed around, Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't happen mid-season, but I could see it happening at the end. I mean, Alabama is not going to settle for even a 2-loss team that misses the SEC championship, so that'll be quick. But I think the one that maybe could happen in season is Billy Napier. I mean, they got a tough schedule there at Florida the rest of the way, and it is not looking pretty so far.
I mean, they have Miami coming up on Saturday, end the year with Florida State, and then in between all of that, you still have a tough SEC schedule, including Georgia. Yeah, I don't see how he makes it out of the season, even though he's gotten the vote of confidence from the administration. That fan base is pretty vocal, and they let you know how they feel. I don't see him surviving it.
Yeah, and I mean, you got DJ Lagway. He had a bad game, but I mean, he's a great quarterback. There's not a lot of excuses for Napier. I think it's got to happen. They got to start winning some good games.
Absolutely, and this is kind of a personal one for my alma mater. I just don't think David Braun at Northwestern makes it. I mean, we have a brand new stadium that everyone knows about opening up next year. I don't think he's the guy to lead Northwestern into that new era. And watching them play against Oregon, that was a tough watch.
Yeah. They might need to bring someone in to build the excitement.
Right.
Along with the stadium. I agree with you there.
Yeah, the quarterback that they brought in, Preston Stone, not the guy that we anticipated. I just don't see a whole lot of momentum right now for this program, and I think they just need a jump start, and that means a brand new head coach. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets let go.
Yeah. And a hot take, not quite fitting in the question for this year, but I think Marcus Freeman in the next maybe 2 or 3 years is going to be on the hot seat because he starts the year off bad. He's kind of living on that playoff run right now, but 0-2 to start this season after that's not a good look.
As you know, Notre Dame does not play in a conference championship game. They're currently 0-2. If they win out, at best they're 10-2. Is that good enough in your opinion to make it to the playoffs still?
I don't think so.
Right.
Because I think there's going to be a team that's 11-1 and gets that second loss in a conference championship, and you got to take that team, I think, over Notre Dame.
I agree with you. Yeah. So just the idea of Notre Dame going to the title game a year ago and not even making it, I think that adds to your point of Marcus Freeman beginning to feel the hot seat a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they're already out, and I mean, I get it. Texas A&M is a good team, but it just. Yeah, you can't keep losing early in the year and saying you'll figure it out, especially at a program like Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough year for him at Notre Dame, like you said. All right, so looking forward to Iowa. They're on the road on a Friday night at Rutgers. What do you want to see from the Hawkeyes in this Big Ten opener?
I just want to see them to look similar to what they did on offense against UMass. Pass the ball. Maybe we can get Gronowski up to 200 passing yards.
Whoa there, Joel. Hold on there.
But I know the defense is gonna give the offense every opportunity to win this game by 2 possessions, and I think Iowa will if I had to make the prediction. But no, I would love to see just the offense start working smoothly against a Big Ten team. I don't want to say it's an easy game. It's not get things right. That was last week. But this is kind of like your first test before you get probably top 20. Maybe if they win by a lot, Indiana is a top 15, top 12 team coming to Kinnick. So you got to get the offense ready to go. All wrinkles out after this week.
I agree with you. Iowa has never lost to Rutgers. They're 4-0. Rutgers is 3-0 on the year, but we have to wait and see just how strong they actually are. I'm also very confident in Iowa going into this matchup. So for Hawkeye Headquarters alongside Joel Keller, I'm Evan Denton. Have a great rest of your week.